remember when I came from the bottom, I wanted to shine. I remember when they said that I couldn't, I told them they lied. I remember I would always be thinking ahead of my time. Gave it my everything, all I could do was go put in the grind. Now that I made it, I'ma keep winning, I'm never too jaded. Been through it all and I've been underrated. I put in the work and I'm never complaining. Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? They can't knock me off my grind. When I step up to the line, it's winning time. It's winning time. It's winning time. It's winning time. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been grinding all my life. Everything I touch is golden. All I really wanna know is who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? They can't knock me off my grind. When I step up to the line, it's win.
I level up, mission to complete. When my time is up, I know I'll leave the key. From the bottom to top to create a legacy. Nobody can ever stop me.
I'm on the next level, I'm too invested. Lights on and I feel electric. Let them know I'm not the one to mess with. Always ready, I'm at my best and I can't stop. It's my time, see my name when the light shine. All the glory I'm ready for, I need it now like a lifeline. Feel the rush all in my veins. Had to grow from all the pain. Made my way to the main stage, can't go back cause times change. I've been ready for the bigger moment. I remember when they didn't notice. Use it all as my fuel now, it's giving me a whole nother motive. Going down is legendary, time is coming, it's getting scary. This ain't luck, it's hard work and I was born ready. Who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? They can't knock me off my grind. When I step up to the line, it's winning time. It's winning time. It's winning time. It's winning time. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been grinding all my life. Everything I touch is golden. All I really wanna know is who gon' stop me now? Who gon' stop me now? They can't knock me off my grind. When I step up to the line, it's win.
I level up, mission to complete. When my time is up, I know I'll leave the key. From the bottom to top to create a legacy. Nobody can ever stop me.
And we are live. Welcome everyone. My name is Kristaps. I'm 33 years old and this is my live stream. We are trading mostly just gold. What always we're gonna start with is just a breakdown before we continue speaking about anything else. So let's see. So if we look at the daily, it's basically in a range. You can see we had a move down, we created some kind of range, we broke out, and by the looks we are back in some kind of a range. This clearly created a new support, but again there was a massive gap yesterday, so this candle actually should be bearish instead of bullish. So there's not much information for us on this daily time frame. The only thing is that our daily time frame does not have a bottom wick, and we already are rejecting the same area where we rejected once, twice, 5 times. Let's have a look on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, again, it all looks very choppy today. Honestly, there's not much information I can take. Yeah, it's not much I can take from even this 4 hour. It is bullish, but again, it already tapped the target. And if you look at the daily chart, we can see that we're clearly, this is some kind of a rejection zone. So yeah, the 4 hour does not look good. Okay, let's have a look on the hourly chart. On the hourly chart, again, yeah, this looks choppy. If we're gonna use these ranges, the problem with these ranges is they are the most recent ones. Yeah, that is correct. But if we look at the ranges which we have, 117 pips, it's actually not bad. Yeah, 117 is clearly enough. Just does not look like it's 117 pips. And if we go to cells, there is enough clear range for sure. Okay, that's our 1 hour range. Let's look at the 30 minutes. So there are some issues with 30 minutes. This definitely will not be enough. This is like 45 pips, and then this is 117. So again, buys above here. Can you use buys above this? Again, it's gonna be 60 pips, so it's quite really choppy today. Even though I think we had news. Okay, let's finish with this. But still, yeah, we're just gonna keep these buys above here for now. Buys above, and then for sells we're gonna use this level. But again, this is for breakout, and this range is 320 pips, which is obviously more than we need. So ideally today, so it's 10 more minutes for 1 hour closure. So what we want to see today, I think we have only 2 options, honestly. I would not count on a breakout until this 4 hour closes. Yeah, ideally 15 is... We didn't even look at the 15 because we know it's a chop. So ideally what I would want to see here, let's use zoom annotations, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna draw some beautiful candles for you today. Okay, so here are my tools. So what I would want to see today, basically fake outs for buys or for sells. So let's say this candle closes something like this. We broke above, but I would not take these buys, just because obviously we would be too overextended if the candle does what I just drew out. So what I would just wait for is next candle to do something like this, and then we can take sells back into the range. That is the only way I can see sells happening today, because below here I don't see it happening, at least in the next hour while we are on the stream. So this is option 1. And option 2 is if these candles can close below and do the same thing as we just drew out. Takes a wick. And this is the closure. Then on the next candle we can take buys back up to fill the range. Otherwise there's just too much chop happening, to be honest. So these are the only 2 options I see today. But we still have 7 minutes left. And while we wait, let's have a look at that silver. So if we look at the daily, silver basically looks like an uptrend, and we already broke above the previous resistance. But again, there was a gap, so this all looks just ugly. But still, we are not most likely, but I would say that we are bullish based on the previous candle closure. And if you look at the 4 hour, this looks a lot better than gold, definitely. As you can see, the 4 hour has been going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and now it's just giving us a pullback. So there are two options. One is that we close something like this on the 4 hour, still above, with clear range to continue, and for us to take buys. But again, yeah, we need to wait 1 hour, or it gives us a fake out and closes something like this. Both options are good. I like both of them. But that's 4 hour. Let's see what is 1 hour doing. So we have support created, and this is our resistance. Yeah, as you can see, we created one resistance here, now we're creating support on the same place. So if this 1 hour candle can actually close nice bullish above, that would not be bad. But again, I don't take entries on 1 hour closures. Like, I don't take entries on 1 hour candles. My entries are only 30 and 15 minutes. Yeah, this looks like a range. So basically, for now, as we are bullish, we are having buys above and buys above. Let's check 15. Yeah, let's see. For sells, again, as 4 hour bullish, we can take sells, but for us to take sells, we would need to see range 2, at least in the next hour, because our 4 hour candle is still bullish. And what does it mean, range 2? So let's say this candle closes like this, we cannot take these sells. We need to wait for basically something like this and some type of pullback. And now when we created second range, we can take sells like this, or when candle closes below our most recent support. For me, both are fine. We close below or we close above, but below the previous range. So this is the only way I can take sells based on the bullish 4 hour candle. So yeah, let's wait. Let's go jump back to gold for now. Yeah, gold just does not look good today. While we wait, I actually took 2 trades yesterday after stream, and we could go over them. So let's do it this way. So yesterday, where was the session? So this was our session. There was clearly nothing. But after this push higher, we actually closed above the previous. So we closed above the range basically with this candle. But then, as you can see, the next candle created rejection and did a fake out. And 15 did fake out. 30 minute, where was it? And 30 minute as well closed below, big rejection, small wick, small bottom wick. Ideally we wanted our entries to be here, but we actually got a little bit better than this. And 1 hour as well, it closed bullish, but at resistance. So basically all the high time frames were correlating with our lower time frame. And then all we waited for was this candle to wake up, and at the break of the lows, this was our entry. Around here would be our take profits, at least partials, obviously full take profit here. And if we have a look what actually happened, we did push to our break-even point, but we did not tap our partials, unfortunately. So this trade did not work out, as you can see, but it doesn't really matter. We still executed, and we knew that time was, what was it? It was 8 o'clock, which is, I don't even know what, it's like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we knew that the volume is actually kicking down, that we are going against the bullish bias of yesterday. So that's why we managed risk aggressively and got out, and thankfully we did. That was one trade, and then the second one, which was a little bit later, this. So let's look at this again. This is our first entry. It broke all the highs, created this small bullish candle. The only thing why I did not take this sell is because this candle closed still above all the previous highs, and we are basically bullish, so I did not really like it. But then when our 15-minute candle closed below previous support, with clear range to the downside, we closed bearish as a fake out on 30-minute candle, and I think 1 hour was still open. So fake out on 30 and resistance on 15. On our breakout on 15, and then we had our sell stops, and this candle again closed below, which gave us more information to take these sells. The only thing I could have done differently was taking my sells down here, because again it perfectly tapped our partials, but it was too fast. I couldn't take any profits, so all I did was just go break even. And yeah, good that we did, because it was really late, no volume, so I think there was just not enough volume for price to at least give us 1-to-1 or go to our partials. Both times we were a little bit short, and then the price just rallied up. Okay, so the 1 hour has closed. Let's see what it did. Yeah, this just looks a bit sad. Everything is just in a chop. All we can do is now wait. Just give me 2 seconds. We are back. Yeah, but still nothing's happening and we just need to wait. Looks like we're gonna wait for New York Stock Exchange open. But while we wait, we can have a look at the journal. So let's start for January. January started just on a perfect note. Win after win after win. This was 10:30 GMT, which is London session 3:30 AM Eastern Standard Time. I just do GMT so I know that London trades are my time basically and New York trades are Eastern Standard Time. It's just easier for me to remember. Yeah, I remember this one, the first trade of the year. Our daily candle was bullish, our 4 hour was bullish, our 1 hour was bullish, our 30-minute did a breakout. So basically everything was bullish and 30 did breakout. 15, as you can see, this 15 did a breakout as well, but as you can see, it already broke out and it went to basically full target, but then it rejected and just closed a bit weaker. But the big part of this trade is this no bottom wick and this candle creating this bottom wick for this candle, and as soon as it broke the high we just knew that this wick should be filled. If this candle looked different, let's say this candle looked something like this, then I wouldn't have taken this trade, as this candle did not have this wick and we created it, and as soon as we did we started rejecting. That just showed me that it literally needed to go back into the range to create this wick, and then it just shot up after this trade. So this was a lovely first trade of the year. So this is next one. This is 9 AM. So if we look at this, trade, the daily was bearish, 4 hour was weak bullish, high and low broken. So the 4 hours basically all over the place, breaking highs, breaking lows, and just no direction basically. 1 hour was weak bullish above resistance. So I can imagine how it looked, these 3 red candles. So our 1 hour candle basically looked something like this. It rejected and it closed back into range. Bearish, yes, but still in the range. Our 30 created support plus a fake out and a 15 fake out. And as you can see, I did not follow my plan, emotionally break even and got hit. Partials were hit, break even, full TP. I don't believe that this trade went to full TP, but still I emotionally did put my stops to break even and got stopped out. And that was one of my biggest problems. Emotionally going break even just to feel safe. Because taking the risk off the table just felt same as I already won. Every single time I moved my stops to break even, I just felt like a winner, because I know there is no more risk on the table and all I can is just win. So there's no more losses involved in this trade. But again, there's a problem with that. That when you go and do anything emotionally, let's take for this instance moving stops to break even just to feel safe, that's dangerous because it messes up with your probability. In the last 6 months, before I changed my break-even strategy, if you can call it that, I went through all my trades where it went to break even, and 8 out of 10 trades the trade actually went to full take profit after getting me out on my break even, just because I emotionally did not want to lose this trade and just went break even, literally just to feel safe. So I only 2 times out of 10 times I actually made the right decision. And the problem with that, again, if you do something wrong, which you know that if you do something emotional and it works out, that's actually a curse, because every time you do something wrong and you get rewarded for that, you're just gonna keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, and in the long term it will not work. And I found it for myself. Literally 8 out of 10 trades where I moved my stops to break even emotionally, I would have won, and that would have made all the difference in my trading at that time. So that's one of the hardest parts for me, was to actually implement it. Just keep the stop loss where it is, move to break even when you need to, when the price says you need to do it, then I do it. And it's the same with everything. You close too early, you mess up your probability. You move your stops to break even early, you mess with your probability. You move your stop, you mess with the probability. Every single time you do something against the plan based on your emotions, and something that you cannot replicate every single time, that's not gonna help you. It's just gonna be an emotional warfare, because the times you got saved, you will feel like you know everything, and the times that it did not work out, you will again feel that you're a loser, basically. Because why did you move your stops to break even? Because you did not want to lose. And if you haven't moved your stops to break even, you would have won. So every single time you do something every single time you make emotional decisions, it messes up your probability. Just remember that. Moving stops, moving take profits, doing anything which involves emotions, not your plan which you created before you enter the trade, it just messes up the probability. You can just go in circles for months and months and even years, not even realizing that you're just messing it up yourself. Because the system is there, and the system is there to protect you, and the system is there to give you a potentially, how to say it, the system gives you not a return, let's say the system gives you results which you know you can replicate by actually just following the plan. Every single time you do something against it, you do something emotionally, your probability goes down. So let's say if your system strategy gives you 70% win rate, 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, just as a sample, And every single time you move your stops, you move your stop loss, you move your take profit, you get greedy, you get scared. Every single time that messes up your probability. So you need to be mindful of it. Whenever you want to do something, just make sure it's in your system and it's repeatable. Because emotionally done decisions will not be able to be repeatable next time. So that's on emotions. They work against you, mate. They work against you. You cannot have too many emotions. So the 15 is gonna close. Still nothing. Just all looks very sad. Let's see what the news came out with. Calendar. So we had PPI. Red numbers, so gold potentially should go up, but looks like gold is trying to move up, but there's still a long way for us to have a setup. So that's why we just wait. Okay, I can wait for a very long time. I do not really care, to be honest. I trade 2 sessions, so it's London session and New York session every single day. And today I just thought, I haven't had a London session for a while. And when I checked my sessions, let's see. So it's April now, 2 trades in April, both are in New York. Couple of trades in New York only, you can see 9:30, 9:45, all at the same time. Like this one was later, but if you see, all the trades are within half an hour. So timing is very crucial in trading. 9:45, 9:30, 9:30, 15, 30, 45, 30. So everything is 15 minutes plus or minus from the New York Stock Exchange open, when the biggest volume comes to the market. And I waited the whole month in London and did not get nothing. And if you look at February, so the last trade of London was on the 20th of February. So it means it's been almost 2 months. Every single morning I spend 2 hours of my time sitting and waiting for setups occur in London session, and nothing in the past 2 months. But you know what? Tomorrow we wake up and we do all the same, even if we need to wait. Waiting is not a problem, but for most people, I think that's one of the biggest setbacks. And why would I say it's the biggest setbacks? Because most people can't wait. Maybe they think they cannot afford to wait because they need to make the money now. They need to pay their rent, or they just want to make the money now. So they are not willing to wait as long as they need to. And then they rush. And then they take one trade. Then they take another one and another one. And in this game, taking more trades does not equal more profits. For me at least, it's the other way around. The less I'm in the market, actually in market trading, the more money I can make. Because market is anyways unpredictable. And you just cannot be all day in the market and thinking you're gonna win. If you can win once, few minutes a day, because our average trade is like 5 to 10 minutes. If you can do it once for 5 to 10 minutes a day, that's all you need. You don't need another trade. You don't need more. You actually need less. You need to step back, reevaluate, and do less. Because this business, it's not like anything else I've been involved into. This is completely opposite of everything I ever known, everything I ever knew and everything I ever tried to learn. Because in business, you can hustle. You can hustle your way through hard times. You can hustle your way to making money. You can wake up in the morning and you can just go outside all day, just hustle new clients, phone calls, meetings, literally just hustling. And then you can make money. The more you're gonna do, the more money you're gonna make. And that kind of makes sense, because that's almost in everything in life, even with job. If you do a good job, if you do more, you're gonna get more. At least you should. But working for yourself, more work, more money. But in trading, it does not work like that. More actually means less, because you want to hustle. Like, you come from the culture of people, like I come, where they believe that the more you do, the more you're gonna get. And that is a big pitfall you can just go into, and it's hard to come out of it, because your whole life you knew that doing more is better. Doing more is gonna mean better results. It's gonna mean more money. It's gonna mean you're gonna get there faster. But that can be even further from the truth in this space. You need to do less. You need to wait more, do less. Same with learning new strategies. I believe that you can learn a strategy in, I don't know, a month, 2, maybe 3 months. Actually develop a good system and trade it. But that's not gonna mean that you're gonna be profitable in 3 months, because you can't buy chart time. Chart time is only earned literally sitting in front of charts for hours on end, just waiting. Not trading, waiting. Those are two massive differences between professional traders and somebody who just comes in and wants to make money. The professional ones wait, sit, execute. The person who just came to the markets, they want to execute and then think, which obviously isn't the best way to do it. But we all need to go through these things. Like me personally, I cannot learn from other people's mistakes. I know it is better, it's even cheaper if you pay them, but it does not work for me. I need to go through my own journey, through my own path, get all my own mistakes, because in trading it's so individual. It's one thing that works for somebody might not work for you, and you need to remember that. Whenever you see all these people making tens of thousands of pounds, dollars, euros, it doesn't matter. Even if you replicate, even if you buy their 10,000 cars, even if you replicate them one to one, it still does not mean that you're gonna get the same results as they do, and you never will. So that's why it's very dangerous to actually think that by replicating somebody else, you're gonna be able to get the same results. Again, in theory, it should work, because if somebody is live and you're just taking their trades, doing exactly as they do, and if they make money, why can't you make money? On paper, that sounds good. But in reality, it's a completely different game. You need to do this mostly on your own, out of your own experiences. You can learn a strategy from somebody, but then that strategy is gonna be implemented by yourself, and every single decision you made after learning the strategy will implicate how you actually see the markets. And I'm looking at the markets now completely differently when I look at them 1 year ago. Same results, almost, but completely different outlook. Which it looks like an how to say it? it looks like a progress to me because I see things differently. But if you look on the paper, there's no progress. It looks like I'm stuck in the last 2 years, but that couldn't be further from the truth, because money is in this space. Money is a lacking indicator, because as soon as you start trading good, it does not mean you're gonna make money. It does not mean that you're gonna keep the money and keep multiplying the money. It can take you years of good, consistent work to actually start seeing some results. So let's say you are consistently profitable now, but you're not gonna know that you are. It's gonna take you a few months to even understand that 2 months ago you were already consistently profitable. So we have 5 more minutes left for this candle. I'm not sure about this breakout, guys, I'll be honest. Because if you look at the 1 hour, still in the range, almost no bottom wick. Okay, 4 hour, looks like, yeah, it's pushing up, but 30, it will close above, but again, it already kind of tapped this resistance. And then there's next one, and then there's more. So the best buys would be actually above here, but that's like 150 pips away. I know it's gonna be a New York Stock Exchange open, the volume is gonna come into the market, but if there is no setup, I can't take it. Because if you look at the 15, it already has 1, 2, 3 15-minute bullish candles. So what are the chances that there's gonna be a fourth one? So okay, 3 more minutes. Let's see. Even if it closes above, I don't see myself taking this trade. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna analyze it. And let's see what it does. But for me, I don't see any setups. The candle already did like a 227 pip move. For me to take trade in 3 minutes, it should have looked like this. Then I would ignore this and that. Those two resistances I would ignore if, let's say, we do this, and the next candle does something like this, and now the current candle, now it closes above. New support, closure above, then I am in on New York, on the open. Even, it doesn't matter, it's open before or after open, but this would be the breakout I would take with the support. Without, not for me. Maybe I'm too picky, who knows. I'm not really profitable, so it's hard to say, because you can see it's like down. These 2 months were just horrible. January obviously started excellent, and now we're in April. So the 15 is now actually massively rejecting. If we close below, we could potentially we could potentially take these cells, but it just it doesn't. Because if we close very weak bullish, that would just indicate that the next candle wants to clear the whole range. $30 closed inside the range. 15 gonna close weak. 4 hour is bullish above, so yeah, it did break the low, but again it did not break the high. So let's see how the 15, 15 looks good for sells. Let's see if we can now break the high and try to fill this wick. I will have a sell stop on the break of the low, but we need to break the high for me to do so, because potentially early sellers are already in, because this candle literally in 10 seconds broke the low. So if we can break the high, so let's say start filling this wick maybe to this area, 810 ideally, then I'm gonna have a sell stop. We need that break of the high. We need to try to fill it, fill the wick, because the 30 is still closed bullish, so I just cannot take a sell on these lows if it doesn't even try to fill this wick. 1 hour is still bearish in range, so that's good, but yeah, we need this. We need for this to have a greater chance of succeeding. We need this high to be broken. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so it's starting to do something. It did broke the high, but it did not tap where I wanted it to tap, but it doesn't really matter, I think. Yeah, I think this should be good for us to take these sells. 100 pips, yeah. Let's set our sell stop. Yeah, the stops might be 110. Not that bad. Because based on 30-minute and 15-minute closures, we are not looking for a breakout now. yeah, I would say there's a bigger chance for us to clear the whole range before we actually do a breakout. But let's see. Yeah, looks like it's a goner. If it respects it, good. Even if it breaks it, it doesn't matter as long as it rejects. But if it now keeps pumping, I'm just gonna delete the sell stop. Yeah, we are deleting this now. So yeah, looks like we're gonna go bullish. But again, there's nothing I can do. This candle can go up 1000 pips. It's not gonna change anything. There's gonna be zero FOMO. Because I need to be, for buys, yeah, it's just I need basically a new support. That's why I was willing to bet on these sells. Because we already pushed up quite a lot. And then we rejected and closed back into the range. The only thing is that we closed middle of a range, maybe higher than middle. So that's why the risk would be maybe a little bit less. And then if we would close higher, but for buys there is literally I need to wait for 4 hours to close. 1 hour is gonna close. We need a new support on the 30 and new support on the 15. So that's gonna take us a little bit of time. But let's see if we can still close below. There's some potential. Other than that, there's nothing. Let's see, we still have time. We have a viewer. So who is viewing us? Let's see. How can we open the chat? Oh. Hello. Is someone there? Someone is here, but no one is chatting with me. So let's see, we have 6 more minutes. By the looks, this is gonna be a no trade day. No trade session at least. But that's fine. Because on average we are averaging anyways 2 to 3 trades a week. Oh, I see someone's texting me. My #1 fan. My wife. Hello, wifey. So we are starting to reject. If we can close something like this, that would be something I'll be interested in the next 5 minutes. If no, we need to wait. It's quite sad when there's no one to talk to, as I can't keep talking to myself. I don't have so many ideas in my head that I can talk and talk and talk to myself. So I need some people, but no one's coming to watch me. Like and subscribe, yeah? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to see each time we go live. 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday. Oh, thank you. I am the best. Of course I am the best. I don't need viewers when I have you, yeah? Two more minutes. Because if this still closes above, we can still wait on the 30-minute to close below. But after that, it's gonna mean that the 4 hours gonna close 1 hour. Yeah, I think this is our last shot. If 1 hour can close below, so let's do it this way. If 1 hour can close below, 30-minute close below, and 15 create a resistance, then there's a potential. Other than that, this candle in 1 minute needs to close bearish for me to take a sell. Or if this candle closes the way it is, all we need is next candle to do something like this. And then we can take a sell. And that's how it's gonna look like. 30 more seconds. Doesn't look like we're gonna get this closure. So yeah, we only have one choice. Wait for the 1 hour and 30-minute closure, and if we can create a 15-minute resistance below the previous range, it should be good to go down. Other than that, if we close above, that's it for me today. Even with this wick fill, yeah, it doesn't. I do not like it. I've been very picky lately on the things I do like or I do not like. Oh, I think my wife and my daughter came back home. Ah, ne, tu esi ne. Brauc tagad, redz, viss saģērbies tam arī jau. Nav tā, ka man baigi patīk tādā vietā braukt.
Tev nav vajag variantu? Jā, pīpā!
Kāds ir?
Man nav, ka visi kopā.
Ja man nebūtu variants, man nepasaka.
Nu, protams, ka tevi redzēt. Nu, lai man nav jāņem viņa pie ģimeņķās pie slimajiem.
Maskas.
Kāds ir maskas?
So I think I need to go, guys. I have some family stuff I need to deal with. But if this candle can close like this, you know the deal. The next one, as that's in 1 hour closure, needs to create a top wick and on the break of the previous low. We take our entry and we ride it the whole way down, and that's gonna be the trade of the day. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. I literally need to run and do some personal stuff. So I hope somebody did learn something.
Stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker.
And you gain some value from today's stream. If no, that's fine. Come back tomorrow. And yeah, so it's gonna be tomorrow 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. So take care, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.